All right, so there's another cool thing that you can do. Well, there's a lot of things you can do with Uniprot, but let's take a look at one of the other things you can do, which is take a look at human diseases. And I clicked on that, and there's a gigantic list. That sounds crazy. So because the star means all. Let's try prostate cancer. Prostate cancer. And we click on that. And so what you see is all of these results, but the one that we really want is the one that says prostate cancer. That's the most overarching generic one. And we see here that when we click on that, there are 7 entries in Uniprot KB. And basically what that means is that there's 7 proteins that have been identified in Uniprot KB that relate to prostate cancer. So we can maybe we want more information about this, and so how would we organize what we want to see? Well, the first thing we can do is we can hit this thing called browse all these entries, and then we can customize these columns. And so we can decide what we want to look at. Right now it's only showing us the name, the sequences. You can add and subtract whatever you want. So if you're looking for a certain kind of function, maybe some active site related thing, we can do that. And if we're looking for something with whatever tissues, we can do that. This is just kind of like a generic thing, and you'll notice now what happened is it added some columns, and so that helps us in our searches. But what if like you're looking through the columns and you don't exactly know what you're looking for, like what if you want stuff related to like disease? I don't know. Let's see if what happens if we just whoop, helps when I spell it right. And so there you go. Already it helped us figure out that it's under pathology and biotech, involvement in disease, save. And from this point, we can kind of scroll across and see, oh, look, there we go. There's one that seems to be very, very important or related to prostate cancer. So that's one way I was able to narrow it down. If we take a look at that, this should be a fairly familiar screen from the other videos. So I just went back to the screen as well. So yeah, this is one way to kind of look at what's there, but is it really one? That's the question. Is there really only one? That doesn't make sense. Well, if I start to scroll down, and let me move the screen over here, you'll see, oh, geez, there's another one. And there's another one. So there's way more than just one, obviously, that has to do with prostate cancer, but the generic. So let's just keep it simple and say, let's assume that this is what we were actually looking for. The max interacting protein. We can just click on this here, and what we can then do is go to disease and variants, and we can see here, which is really cool, that there is all kinds of information very closely related to what we wanted. Again, we can see where this is produced, and we can just take a look at the second one just to see kind of how much they're not necessarily the same. Let's say, oh, maybe we're homeobox protein. Let's take a look at that one. Look under disease and variants. And let's just say that this is the one, I don't know, that we were looking for. And again, this is found in the nucleus. And we can see here under natural variant that this would be there's position 41. There is some sort of natural variant that exists at that particular location that might have some kind of role. And you can see here what this is. At location 41, there's a residue change from threonine to methionine at position 41. And this describes exactly what that does and kind of why that would matter, which is really cool. And then, of course, there's always a paper that relates to that particular thing. So that's some serious detail that you can get. That's why this is such a great site, the Uniprot KB. You can look at any of the other ones as well. It doesn't really matter. You can see some that have significance, others don't necessarily have a known significance. But that is a really useful tool in being able to look at, for example, disease-related bioinformatics with sequences. So I went back one step to just kind of show you another great thing as well. Again, Uniprot is not just Uniprot, it's a relationship to and connection to other databases as well. So if we start to scroll down, We see all the normal stuff, and we get down past variants, and we start to see databases. So there's also other databases that have information about this particular protein. So we have gene expression databases, and we have organism specific. And if we go down farther, we have protein to protein interaction. So if we want to see kind of how this thing might interact with other proteins, we can click right here. It'd be sent to a whole other thing called BioGrid, which already, by the way, has thrown in the name of our, if we take a look, the MXI1, it's already thrown in the protein. It already has interactions with proteins. It's already annotated all these interactions. It's absolutely amazing. So that's the other part about Uniprot that's great, is it's not just about this page. It's about everything else that it connects to, like this, or if you wanted something else, a 3D structure database. Let's just take a look at SMR real quick. So this is a different database that any of you are involved in proteins, know way more about this stuff than I do. But again, not only can you spin this thing around, it looks like a pretty simplistic looking protein, but obviously, any sort of natural variant would cause a disformation of this. But you can do all kinds of different stuff. And that's kind of the basis of what I wanted to go over with the first two videos. And if you take a look again, just one more time at this, which is, let's just say we want to look at the domains of this particular protein, we can see them here, and we can see databases that look at domains, which is really great. So that is another thing I wanted to show you, is how you can relate to disease, and I'm going to again have you do a bit of a web quest with that one as well.